Hello and welcome to Riding the Wave of Good Fortune. It's what we're here for, to remember, recognize, and realize our true self and the fulfillment of our soul's purpose and deepest desires. I am Paula Schwartz. Today's topic is Hearing Angels, Paula's story. These are my own personal experiences of divine intervention. So this is a true story. When I was a little girl, my biggest wish was to see and talk to angels. I used to pray that one would show themselves to me, and I imagined the glorious feathers on their massive wings and the overwhelming comfort I would feel in their presence. So now that I have a few years behind me and a few experiences in my life where divine intervention can simply not be denied, I have a new view of angels and guides that lead me and comfort me, and for the most part offer me reassurance. And they come in all shapes and sizes. In another video you may have seen, The Soul's Journey to Your Wildest Dreams, I talked about connecting with your soul, accessing the divine wisdom and direction that provides for fulfilling your wildest dreams. So today, what I'd like to do is share with you 3 personal experiences of my soul or my angels, my guides, giving me direction, providing me comfort and reassurance. I wish I could tell you I knew some sort of difference between hearing my soul or hearing my guardian angels or any other spirit, but to me, it all just seems to come from the same source, but in different and surprising ways. But always at the perfect time and place. If you are a subscriber, you can see The Soul's Journey to Your Wildest Dream video on our page. If you've not yet subscribed, just click the subscribe button, and as a subscriber, you will get a notification every week when we post a new video. Now, my angels have talked to me several times. But for today's video, I want to highlight 3 sorts of situations when I have come to look for and appreciate what I like to call a post-it note from God. My first story is about guidance at a time when I sincerely did not know what to do and diligently wanted to honor God and my higher self. My second story is about a time when I made a difficult decision in faith, and it was not an easy thing to do. I felt alone and discouraged, and I just needed some comfort. And finally, my last story is more recent, but it's about a time when I was really tempted to worry. Knowing that worrying does no good, I instead asked my angels to provide me some reassurance. So here's how it went. Like I said earlier, as a little girl, I wanted to see angels, and I talked to God and angels a lot. And when I was younger, just out of high school, I had received a music scholarship. If I wanted to go to school, I could. But also, of course, I had to work pretty much full time. And lucky for me, I'd found a job that was paying me really well. I wasn't sure if I should go to school, and if I did go to school, what was I going to study? And I was just really frustrated with myself for being 18, 19 years old and not knowing what I was going to do with my life. It scared me. So I was truly searching for God's will, and I asked Him humbly, what am I supposed to do? Just tell me what to do. And let me tell you, I literally heard the answer. It wasn't the same as hearing something with my ears, but I heard one word, undoubtedly from God. and he said, sing. Sing. That was the first time I had heard God speak to me, and that's what he said. And I'm here to tell you I have been singing since. My music scholarship got me through a liberal arts degree where I discovered my passion for organization psychology. From there, I got my MBA, and I am doing consulting work that I absolutely love and I'm really good at. But through all of that, I've also recorded music in Nashville. I've sung my daughters to sleep, and I've rocked karaoke with my best friends. All on the guidance from that first time I heard God speak to me, tell me to sing. Has anything like that ever happened to you? If you're listening to this video and you've had an experience where you heard God or the angels speaking to you, tell us about it in the comments. It's just so heartwarming to share, but even more so to read and know that we're all so connected and so cared for. So please, in the comments, tell us about your experience. Now, my next encounter with the divine happened in a bookstore. It was much different because I hadn't really asked for it, and I certainly wasn't looking for it. I had just learned about someone named Brene Brown. I had watched a TED Talk that she spoke in that absolutely rocked my world. I was in a transition between my job and relationships, and the ground I was standing on just felt really shaky. And while her message, Brene Brown's message of vulnerability, inspired me, it also really hit close to home. So the counselor that I was seeing at the time suggested that I buy Brene's book. She pointed out that I rarely seek out help or support, nor did I take people's recommendations very often, but I am getting better at that now. But then, considering my frail state, she challenged me to go get the book. So I went to the bookstore. I didn't see any of the books, her books that I was looking for on the shelves. So in the middle of the store, I saw a big sign that said help desk, and I thought, okay, I'm here to ask for help. And I went and I stood in line and I asked the person at the counter, do you have Daring Greatly by Brene Brown? The young lady was very gracious, and she thought maybe they had some extra copies behind the front desk. She went to go look. And while she was doing that, the person behind me, lovely lady, tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, do you want to hear something crazy? And I said, sure. And she put out her hand and said, I'm Brene Brown. Brene Brown stood there, shook my hand. I was so moved, and I was so certain that this was God and my angels and the divine telling me, good job, Paula. Way to follow our guidance. Way to ask for help. You are exactly where you need to be. But Brene Brown was not the only celebrity that the divine used to remind me they were here for me. At a time when I needed reassurance, I actually asked my angels to give me a sign. I had listened to an Audible book called Signs, the Secret Language of the Universe by Laura Lynn Jackson. She recommended that you make an agreement with your guides and your soul on what you'll look for to recognize messages from the other side, if you will. So, like hummingbirds, I decided, tell me that my mom or my grandmother are thinking of me, or that I should give them a call. Penguins remind me of my daughters. And when it comes to money, I gave my angels a hard one. To communicate me about money, I asked them to use Carole King. And I have no idea how she came to mind, but it made perfect sense at the time. So I asked my angels for some reassurance that things were going to be okay financially. And about 2 or 3 days later, I was talking to my best friend from high school. Her name is Judy. And she sent me a text that had a list of shows that were coming to Houston that we could go see at the theater. And one of them was beautiful, the Carole King story. I thought nothing of it. I just told her, we've got to see that one. I love that one. It's a great show. And she said, I've been meaning to tell you, 2 days ago, I bought the CD Tapestry by Carole King, and it's amazing. Now, when I read that, I realized, oh my goodness, Carole King, who buys CDs anymore? And when they do, who buys Carole King? This is definitely a sign. I heard it. And I wrote to my friend Judy, thank you for allowing my angels to work through you. And let me tell you, I haven't looked back. It was a great sign, and it gave me comfort, and I stopped worrying, and I started rejoicing in my ability to interact with my angels. As I have grown and learned through my experiences and in my faith, I've had the gift of expanding my awareness and my understanding of how God and my angels talk to me. I highly recommend it. It comes with practice, but I encourage you to take it on. Create a dialogue. Look for the feedback. It is all around you. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like, share, and certainly subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon. As always, enjoy riding the wave of good fortune. It's why we're here.